Hi guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking another look at the Blackstar ST JAMES 6L6 and we're going to be focusing on the 2 watt mode, or what I like to call the bedroom volume mode. So for those of you that don't know, the new Blackstar heads, the ST JAMES models of 6L6 and the L34 both have low power modes, which is 2 watts. You can switch it down over here. It's this little toggle switch there next to the master. I've touched on this already in another video. I think it was part 1, but I only played like 2 riffs or something through it, and it was mic'd with an SM57. That doesn't really give you much idea of how well the 2 watt power mode works. Now, one thing that Blackstar have always been good at right from the beginning is making really nice sounding low wattage heads. The HT1 and the HT5 are absolutely fantastic, and to me they were the first 1 watt and 5 watt heads that you ever really saw go into mass production. Usually when brands try and put low watt modes on amplifiers, I'm not a massive fan of them. Only some brands are good at doing this. The amps that I've tried that are really good at doing this are the Blackstar HT1 and the HT5. Also, the Marshall DSL1 has a low watt power mode that I've demonstrated in a similar way that I will demonstrate this Blackstar 6L6 ST JAMES today, and the EVH LBX-S also has a low power mode that works really well. Sometimes when amp manufacturers try and cram on these low power modes, they end up with a really tinny, thin, terrible tone that doesn't sound much different from the old preamp fizz. However, that is not the case with the Blackstar ST JAMES 6L6. The 2 watt mode on here sounds really awesome. You do get a bit more compression, the tone is a bit more squished down, you get a bit more gain, and if I were to describe how the amp sounds when it's in 2 watt power mode, it's very similar to how you would expect an Englund amp, or at least most Englund amps, say like a Fireball, to feel and play. It plays really nice, there's a bit more compression, a bit more gain, and it's very tight. Now, because this is like a bedroom volume mode, putting an SM57 in front of a speaker is obviously a good way of recording, but I don't think it's a good way of getting across to you guys how good a low power watt mode is, or how well it works, how quiet or how loud it actually is. So in this demo, the audio is not going to be quite as good as usual because I am going to use an external microphone over there, somewhere around there where you guys are right now, via a mixer, but I hope that it gets across how loud in the room it is, because you can actually turn this amp up quite loud when it's on 2 watt mode. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Let's go. Let's check out the Blackstar 6L6 ST JAMES 2 watt mode. Okay guys, so we're on 2 watt mode at the moment, and the master volume, as you can see there, is probably somewhere between 2 and 3. Now this is what I would refer to as quite a loud bedroom volume jamming mode. It's nice, it's still controllable, it's not booming too much, you know, it's an acceptable volume depending on the house that you live in. So even though the amp's on 2 watt mode, it's still got quite a lot of low end. Sometimes amps get thin and lose some of their low end when they have these low wattage modes. There's no boost on at the moment. This is just straight into the Blackstar 6L6 ST JAMES on 2 watt mode. I think it sounds absolutely great. Because it's on 2 watt mode, you probably need you find you need a boost a bit less than you normally would when it's on 50 watt mode. When it's on 50 watt mode, it's kind of crying out for a boost to tighten it up and to get that extra bit of sizzle. But when you're on 2 watt mode, because it's a bit more compressed, you don't kind of miss the boost as much. It doesn't cry out for one as much, but I will put the boost on in a second. I'll just switch over to the other mode on the amp. There's 2 voicings on this amp, and I like to refer to this one as the rectifier mode, and the other one is like a 5150 mode. It's kind of similar to the ISF switch that Blackstar used to have. It was a control. You go one way and it was British, you go the other way and it was American. I didn't really like that much. This is better. They've referred to it as 2 voice modes, you know. One has a bit more gain and the other one's got a bit more sag, a bit more looseness, a bit more chunk, and the other one's super tight, you know. So we're on voice 1 now. considerably less gain, so you do need to adjust the gain when you go onto this channel. Again, it's not booming too much. It's quite a loud, probably a daytime bedroom volume that you would get away with if you were in an apartment. You can get it much lower than it is right now. But it still retains quite a lot of punch to it. It still retains some punch even though the master volume's low. I'm going to put it back up again now. Like I say, it's between, it's around 2-ish. It's just over 2 probably on the master. We're going to engage the boost down here to see what it's like with the boost on. You're going to get a bit more noise obviously. So still sounds extremely nice. We're going to go over to voice 2 now, and we're going to have to turn down, unfortunately, the gain for this. This is with the boost on. 2 watt kind of volume is like what I call nighttime volume. You can probably hear that my voice is a hell of a lot louder over the amp. But the amp, the important thing for me is that the amp still sounds absolutely fantastic in this 2 watt mode, and yeah, it sounds great. I'm going to have to send this amp back soon to Blackstar. It's only a loan amp for review, and I'm going to miss it massively. You know, I've tried not to play it as much lately because I want to break myself in and get used to actually not owning this amp, because I've used it a hell of a lot. But yeah, sounds absolutely fantastic. Great stuff again. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please click subscribe, click the bell. If you want to ask any questions about the amp, then please put them down there in the comments below. And I'll see you all soon.